test it again. Back. I miss having trying to build that. Or playing the music on whichever one ends up working to be better. I think we can crank this up a little bit more. I'm actually working on some NPC stuff today. We'll see how it goes. We'll go 16.9 for this. I wonder what the model has though. I wonder why I made it editable. Was it to access the animation creator? Oh, to equip the equipment. Build generators and chip shields, configure profile. All of this is not pending on 1.5. Oh yeah. Just got changed to 4.6. just blocking all of these for 4/6. Okay, so this is kind of what we're working on, the NPC spawning their own ships. But I do want to add that. So NPC equipment. Allow wouldn't mind doing this one too. Is the NPC equipment. Needs access to the model. We can kind of loosely, calm down. We can make some custom ones here. We could use the player equipment class. Or we could do like an NPC equipment. laser rifle, multi-tool. Use the website. NPCs. Yeah, I think item subtypes still need to be a thing. We just need one giant subtype list. We have Rayform Pistol here and multi-tool, training, communication, navigation. Because we do have the subtype on the item itself. Multi-tool, subtype weapon, pistol. This one should have no transform on it. Or scale. And the multi-tool should also have no transform and no scale. And because we have the mounts, one-handed mounts, one-handed tool, we should be able to remove these now. What is it here? Oh, that's fine. delete this one. We'll remove this as being editable. Look at this jive turkey. Hey, he has bump fixes. And then we're just going to manually spawn in those items. We're just going to manually spawn in a pistol for the advanced. And we'll add it to the inventory. It does have a combat tick timer. I wonder if we can remove a node. What are we doing what were we doing shooting? Combat tick if the sensors has the target and the player. And then we do and then we use the weapon. Okay, so we just need to add it to the inventory. We only really need one. We need to get one item spawned in and add it to the inventory. Gotcha. I think we don't need a pistol for the time. Yeah, it's just bugged. Wait, what else? Pistol. I need to check it for model. We need to add this to the NPC. The chest a minute. And down. Where's the icon? Oh, mount. Okay, equipment mounts. Mount one-handed. also need to set up the icon. We'll set changes to pattern matching. I'm gonna get someone to nuke that bot. So if crystal item be paired instantiated as another crystal, then we add it. Because it is a weapon. It is just a weapon with IK points. So it has an IK target, so we just need to set the IK target. So the gun's IK target. A little bit as well. There we go. And then that should be it. That should... We'll probably disable the flying use of all we're going to do in equipment. Finding a pistol. Now the advanced NPC doesn't have any equipment by default, but has the capability of spawning in any of these items, multi-tools, guns, rifles, setting the IP targets, if they're there. And we'll change it over to the, and then the inventory will clear it. It's going to build up itself. Well, that should be, this should be a lot more simple. We've been redoing fixes the NPC flight, and I have all the flight systems in now for hangars. We got rid of the landing pads. I mean, these are still landing pads, but I changed the way the hierarchy works for everything. So now like it finds a landing pad, spawn in, you know, your individual ships, and ships coming in will land, and it's all shared. And when we get a ship come in now, it'll take my spot because I'm not reserving it. So we spawn in an NPC mission. Stay on. I'm hoping that they have a gun in their hand or their eye glaze with them. They're stuck on my Look like he's working. They're not shooting me though. Let's go see what happened. Here's our main remote. Multiplayer, so it's on there are NPCs. One of these is an advanced NPC. Haley. Okay. I don't think they did spawn in the equipment. But it is 716. Miley? Yeah, it's Miley. Okay. Yeah, so Miley's here, gender's right. But the equipment inventory overhead is still empty, so no equipment. And let's look at the model. And let's see if it actually spawned in. What is that random physical bomb? No, so we didn't get anything under the one-handed nail or the tool. So they don't have a weapon to fire. So they're just passive. Would you like to be blinded, sir? Very interesting. So I'm ready on either one of these equipments. Alright, so the NPC resource is empty. So advanced NPC. It's one of the nine. Does have equipment. It's not wrong. I don't think they need access to the station. I think they can just play on this. Okay. Oh, you're watching me on the TV? Yeah, so I think we can just run this. Getting no errors. This is still good. So it does appear until it's fine. Oh, it's not the pre-cut. Hang on, it's not, maybe it's not the pre-cut. Hang on, it's the pre-cut. Doo-doo-doo. I think they're working on it. We gotta do like just a little bit of cleanup, pretty much. They gotta have a gun now. They're using it. They gotta stop moving. Okay, so what was the area? Just port mapping? Excellent. Good. How is your weekend, or how is your holidays going, Pixies? If I'm still around. Yes, I know the stats are more truly landed. Not too bad. Vacation started on the 19th, ends on the 5th. Been chilling. Nice. Our goal over the next 2 weeks, Fixes, is going to be full NPC traversal. That's what I'm aiming for. I did a lot of multiplayer refactoring over the last little while. We got a lot of the systems working in multiplayer. And now it's time for the NPCs. I mean, they work in multiplayer right now. Same with the advanced ones, same with the ships, but we want to get them actually working. What are their priorities? I mean, I'm not sure that their priorities always don't switch like that. Like, if all of them are maxed out, then we'd have a dependency tree. Don't want to get stuck between being hungry and thirsty and everything at the same time and never getting satisfied. To deal with that. Alright, and let me just make sure that their idle time is maxing out. It's getting there. Are we hitting diamonds over their head to see what their move is? Nah, I don't think so. Just get all of it to become next time around. Let's see how our mission system pawns and ships. We just need a star system. We can just, okay, gotcha. We can just spawn the ship NPC, give it a mission target ID and a type. And that should be... I wonder what the star system is. We control the randomization of the creating of pawn resource to see what values of that. We don't always want to use land Maybe another one. Just a fine NPC ship at station. This one need a notepad. Come on. But we're gonna need to get a random pad. Or we're gonna need to get a free pad. Or free thing. Sorry. So let's look at a free node for an NPC. But I really just want an available ship, and not necessarily. Yeah, just get free landing pad. You don't actually, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that's all we gotta do. Don't worry about the hand module. And then for the position, we can use the hover target's for the position. Rotation we can reset. What do you mean piece of shit? Yeah, and the other thing is we want to actually set the landing. be the one we end up instantiating. Once we split off. Okay. And the type has to be trading for whatever is calling us. Oh, yeah, this one. Maybe the star system. Whenever we do spawn an NPC, why are we not keeping track of the state of these here? We are. Okay, then we do it. So when this happens on the server, I made it faster. What I'm hoping is when these guys time out, we'll get an error and we'll get, you know, 4 spawn ships. They won't walk to them yet, but I want them to spawn them in, get pre-registered. Right, and then what we're gonna do is on the hangar level, we're gonna place a node, which represents the onboarding of the hangar. These poor guys don't have an adnish. And they don't have anything to do. I think what I might do with these, once they commit, they can't change regardless of the priority order. So like, if the NPC station has assigned them to a place, they must consign it. So originally I was going to be like, well, if they're hungry and then they also get thirsty at the same time, we'd have a hierarchy of priorities. So as they get interrupted by things, but I think the first thing to reach maximum is kind of going to be whatever they do. So if they're thirsty before they're hungry, it won't necessarily be a priority, it'll just be whatever stat reaches. You know, there first, and then queues up the station manager to assign them to the place. Because otherwise we're just kind of, you know, the station manager has already assigned them, and we're just going somewhere else now. It's like, yeah. So we want to try to not have that happen. Idols at 100. So I had trouble with the node pack. So getting a random chip by type failed because we don't have. Let's speed them up. We're saying every 1 second they're increasing by 1. Yeah. It's the casting of the ship type. Because if we look at NPC ships, you look at the they're trying to do a trading ship. Alright, so ship type and a station path. And we're trying to get one by a station type. No NPC ship spam. Mike's sort of low, might be me. A bit closer. It might actually be low. I keep saying that my software is not supported. Yeah, Road Unity's being a pain. think I need to update it. Okay, there we go. Because every time I go and plug this in, I gotta go and drag the other device up. And now I've just hit finish, and I'm just waiting for it to do its thing. Because I installed Unify, the Rode software, to try to unify both of the stream deck and the and it's supposed to control both. Let's see if I can just manually turn it up. Weird, it won't let me change it to 100. I just turned it up manually and it just freaked out. It's like actually laggy. So we're gonna close it. I don't know. It doesn't like me changing the settings. It doesn't like me dragging the settings around. Like the window for it is terrible. Dude, I'm trying to let go of it, and it's just like, no. But again, he's not even getting any louder. It's weird. Yeah, so I did, and they wanted me to control it. I keep bringing it down to 80%. Okay, I just want to just trying to get into the software. It's probably because OBS is running right now using it. Okay, just want to click on settings. It's like the app is running at like 2 FPS. Yeah, I was on my feet double clicking and getting another window up on the side. Just dumb. Yeah, stop loading. Just go to preferences. Sound low latency. Yeah, I suppose I like let me drag this window over. Yeah, I see the NT USB. I don't think it's gonna let me control it. Like it won't even let me like go into recording view. No, I don't know. Available firmware. Maybe there's an update. Right? The anti-USB frame, it all looks like it doesn't have any updates. I don't know. Maybe we can just boost it up here. I don't know. I'm gonna close out Unify because it's terrible. I wonder if I can just shut it down completely. I think it's dying. Okay, it died. Let me see if I can. Yeah, perfect. Good. I killed it. Let me see if I can actually control the USB settings now. Okay, well that actually, I think it worked. I gotta move this over to the... Yeah, it's like when the streamer stuff is up, I don't actually see the road. Like, I don't see the US... Oh, there it is. There it is. Advanced. Recording. Road. Use listen levels 100%. It is at now 100%. Okay. Okay. I don't know what we're at now. It seems to be a lot better now. I don't know if our effects are working though. Hang on one second. Yeah, I think that's what I had to do. Just go in here, clean this up, and remove it. 90 would be good if possible. 100% is peaking. What's my filters? What do we have? Just noise removal. We don't have the NVIDIA noise removal. Hang on a second. Noise suppression. NVIDIA audio effects. Sure. Kill the suppression. Okay, let's just do the noise removal. Okay, I have NVIDIA noise removal enabled. And then let's just bring it down a little bit. Let's bring it down to... Now, how's that? Are we still a bit low right now? Are we too high? Are we peaking a bit? Do we need to add like a compressor? See, and now it's a bit low. Yeah, so if we go to 95%, it's like the difference here is kind of crazy. Now we're at 95%. That's good right now at 95. I wish the microphone volume was the microphone. Okay, so we're fine. How clear is it? Are we good? Did the removal help? Can you still hear the music? Pretty clear. Okay, good. So we're supposed to be getting a random by type, or saying no NPC ship found for type, but we're not getting that error is the issue. at all. We are getting right here no resource back from the get random ships by type. This should just return all. So system NPC ships. We have one trading ship, one pirate ship. And we should technically have one pirate ship, security ship. And technically we could copy the one here from the trading ship. These were never, so this was never saved out. NPC transport basic. I'm gonna call some trading. So it'll be the NPC transport basic, same as the pirate ship, pretty much. So now we should have a trading ship. And now we need to increase the NPC speed. We want their tick rate to be 0.25 seconds. So they're going to max out very, very, very quick. Maybe 0.5 seconds actually. And I actually want the NPC to happen on physics, not on idle. Sure. Okay, so let's see what happens. See if we get a ship. I also don't want to spawn an NPC ship if it's going up quick. And maybe not quick enough, to be honest. Maybe not quick enough. Glad I added the debugging stuff in. That's what I've been working on mostly, getting a lot of new debugging tools in so we can kind of test. But I think our stats for the NPC stats are not actually going up that quick. They're supposed to be going up a point every tick. So idle is going up. And we should admit this request ship single the second we're greater. And then we'll keep emitting it until we kind of get one. We'll need to so we could have made this a bit faster. Probably could have made it 0.1. Will it work first try? Nope. Nope. About 100%. So they should be freaking out. Yeah, we don't get a ship resource. The NPC ship resource is set. On our star system. Unless it's not. Yeah, this is it. This is our system manager resource. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, stations have their own NPC spawner. Our ship NPC spawner. Okay, this is them, so they're just not set. On the star system. Do 0.1. And then I'll give it a test again. The washroom, let me know what happens. I'll be right back. Errors? No? Oh, they're still idle. Man, why is there idle? What is their idle set to go up to? Yeah, we need to fix this. So what I want to do right now, we're checking continuously once we reach that 100 mark. you know, we want to queue up these NPCs into a queue so that it can start spawning in ships for them, and they can keep doing what they're doing while they're in the queue. Well, idle just max, so we're now. Hey! Okay, that's not the station they're on. Guys, that is not the station that your NPCs are on. Why did they spawn over there? Maybe because of these guys? Yeah, they should have passed their own space station. Nobody has a place to land, so everyone is just hovering around. Flashback to when the landing pads would shift and you had no idea why? Oh yeah, god. I still don't know what even fixed that. And it just got fixed. And it was weird. Anyway, this is working. We'll ignore the fact they're not fighting gravity and a few other things, but what we need to do is control the other station. One that has nothing. It's Alpha. Alpha. Oh, that's even weirder. Alpha doesn't has max NPCs at 0. Shouldn't even be spawning in any NPCs. Just not even honoring the max NPCs. Oh, and it has an Adnish agent and everything. Yeah, there's nothing in it. Yeah, all like nothing here, and it has max NPCs of 0. This station, if it's ready, funds the virtual at max NPCs is 0. From 0 to 0, spawn virtual NPCs. Maybe that's not a thing anymore. Maybe the NPC spawner is now keeping track of that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because each station's gonna have an NPC spawner. We need to do some more logic over to the spawner, to be honest. Because the manager is referencing the spawner. Yeah, because it just does it for each star system. But I think the NPC spawner needs to have a dependency of what station is assigned to it, which it's doing from its planet. But then when we spawn in the NPCs, are we setting the station? We are. Yeah, that's good. Quest ship should be fine. Because when we do this assignee on the ship, it comes back, which should have its station set. So the station gets back, should be fine. So managers, yeah, max NPCs doesn't really matter, and the virtual NPCs probably still need to be managed by the spawner, even though they're not real, just to kind of keep it all the same. Yeah, let's make the NPCs even faster. Or make it so they don't need to wait so long. Yeah, because the max idle is like 60 seconds. But let's just change it to 15 seconds. I'm gonna see errors. I want to get them queuing, like ship spawn. They also shouldn't be taking off or anything. I don't have any code in putting that stuff yet, so that's totally fine. All we care about right now is the AI at 0.1. It's gonna be 50 seconds. It can go back to 0.25. And now we should only see a set of NPCs on one station. So the station's empty. The station's not empty. Coming up pretty quick. And then we should get 4 of them spawning, but they should be on this pad. And those are like the references. Like these hangars should only be on this station. So we should get the first 4 spawn in here. Next tick. We're actually not getting free landing pads on this station. On the one that we're actually trying. So on the good one, or the one that we think is the good one, Station 2. So hangar module set. We have all of our hangars right here. They reset when I changed the code. That's just me. Everything's bare bones and kind of manual right now while I'm testing. I actually like assign the hangers, like open up the hanger prepads, and it's not, you know, in the test environment there's not much to it. But ideally what we want to do is take that marker 3D for each of the hangers and assign it to a place the nav mesh can reach. They will represent the closets, the little spawn closets for the NPCs. So the NPCs go there, despawn, you know, appear in their ship on the pad, and then they'll fly off. It's kind of the idea for like first stage of this. Okay, so idle's maxing out. Idle's now maxed. Maxed and errors. Assigning ship to NPC, assigning ship to NPC, assigning ship. It's trying, it's trying, it's trying. And it's like, no. For each of the hangars, if the handing landing pad ship is null, then you can return the landing pad. There's another ship assigned to it. Then that should have been valid. I thought I could already commented that out. And the spawn ship code. Yeah. All the landing pads are fine. This is good. Direction's fine. Three, four. This is all good. And the hangar should be assigned here, and then manager. Why is there one under navigation region? Wait a second. Okay. Old test code. This is back when I was just doing the, like empties, just to kind of get NPCs working. This can go. Makes sense. This is the new one, which has the real NPCs. Yeah, so we were pointing the hangars to the wrong hangar module. And it should actually be called hangar module now. That's what it will be. It's a part of the station. So we won't, you know, under the manager, see it as being something else. And it can handle multiple station hangar modules of hangars. So now it'll work fine, but we should actually make sure that we we'll add some better error handling, but this will work now. I just gotta get this working. Then we'll clean it up. All the initial random stats, they're all doing their thing. Your idle is going up. We should see a bunch of errors, but we should see 4, because we're not doing the queuing, we should see 4 ships get spawned on these 4 pads. For 4 of them, and no more will get assigned, and they should then kind of crash out and be like, nope, there's no pads available for you. There we go. So that's the 4. Here's the next 4. Here's the next 4. There's another 4. Another 4. Another 4. Hello, my ships. Come, glorious ships. Come land. Let's go. Come and navigate. But come and lose frame rate as we continuously spawn in unlimited ships forever. Okay, this is working. There's no relationship between these NPC ships, and they're literally just continuously spawning in. So our frame rate is about to die as we reach maximum sheer total of simulated ships. They just keep spawning in, and they're becoming one. There's like, how many ships is on the go right now? Too many ships. They're both arrival markers. Yeah, because there should never be more than one per. Are we up to? I want to know. So that should be part of the star system. We keep spawning in more. The errors are getting crazy. I can't even get to the remote tree. I would stop it. Okay. So we only have 10 NPCs, so there will only ever be 10 that need to spawn. So we should be keeping track of, and the IDs should match. So the IDs should actually match the same. It shouldn't be random. They should be the instance ID matching to the NPC ID. Yeah, if our network manager has access to the NPC ship spawner, it should probably do it for the manager. We should be keeping track of all of our spawn ships. It should be before we even attempt to spawn another NPC ship. Because we're setting the ID based upon the resource ID, but we're not generating the yeah, so we're spawning in new ones. Returning ship. And I think we can return null. I think we can cancel out a spawn and be like, wait a second, you already exist, we don't need to spawn you. Let's take a look at player ships. Because I think we're just returning null. If we either can't instantiate them or they already exist for the data. We're spawning it here. In the NPC ship spawner. Yeah, why is the star system still doing that? Yeah, I don't know if we're actually setting the ID correctly here. Right, the ID will be the NPC ID, which will be unique. The name would also be the ID technically for the ship name itself, but it'll be the name. It'll be a designation. Yeah, we think we use the ID as a designation. The ID is the good, the name is just a designation, so it'd be the name of the player itself. Because when we're doing it for the mission, yeah, target ID and target name. And type. And we really should just stop if this even exists, like regardless. Because we're spawning it for an NPC. Spawn an NPC ship. Right? Click spawn there. Call this. What now? Has spawned ID? Put some link in here. So for any spawn ships where the ship's ID matches, we'll return true. We're supposed to be building up the spawn ships list regardless. And we'll just say star system, NPCs already spawned, so it won't spawn it anymore for that NPC. This is being set correctly. The ID is being set. And I think we're fine. Points, do your thing, go get a drink. Well, if this works, we should only see 10 of them now. It still needs a lot more cleanup, but if we get 10 maximum spawned, we'll get a ship representation 1-to-1 with the NPCs, and that'll be great. For the name, yep. There we go. Now we're talking. So this is an NPC representation of all 10 of these NPCs. So 4 of them will come down a lane, and the other ones won't really have anything to do. Where do they tip over? I gotta figure out what's up with that anti-gravity vector. I don't know what turns it over. Unless my hover target is like weird. Yeah, weird. Fighting it. Yeah, we don't really want to deal with the landing pads anymore. We want to deal with the actual hangars. Hangars have landing pads. That's how the architecture is going to be done now. Yeah, I don't know the, let's say, Station 2. Look what I was missing with this. Yeah, the Arity bug is on it. Alright, well, let's get the ships waiting before they take off. So we want to spawn the ship in. We don't really want to turn it on yet. We don't want to do anything with it. Just get it reserved. Yeah, ship navigation always dealt with landing pads before. And I kind of want to change it to the hangar. Use the hangar's landing pad. See how much is going to mess us up. Because a hangar will have a direct station on us, or a better one. We're running set pad. We just want to set the hanger instead. I'll find whatever reference is actually causing that. Oh, here. So it has to be that approach. So the location navigation point. Trying to get a landing pad from the station. Get a landing pad for the ship. Get up to so just get a landing pad, get here. We just want to get a hangar module. Get a hangar from that. Hangar has a landing pad. Same thing, we're just going to return the hangar reference itself. So the navigation path will be the hangar, landing pad, hover target. This will now be the new arrival. Yeah. This should all still be the same, just less dependencies in the pad itself and more in the hangar that you're being assigned. What do you mean? I just built it. Here, I just made it. Ship navigation, arrived at hangar. We arrived, part. Does it take anything? Well, this is private. No, it's public ASIC. Hey, how's it going, man? We're getting NPCs spawning their own ships right now. Going about their business. Yeah, I got a lot of the economy stuff working. I really just need to kind of connect all the dots now. So these are all the virtual versions of those NPCs. They're still there because we don't have them walking to their own ship yet. We just got them spawning in. But each of these are those NPCs in ship form. We just haven't despawned the old ones yet, and we haven't made them move to the location, right? they're just hovering here. So the guys that couldn't find a spot, they just were like, "Oh, there's nowhere here for us to go," so they're just gone back. But now these are not departing. They're supposed to single depart. That's fine, because we're gonna break all this stuff up. What's my one second? Why is my chat arena not showing up here? You're gonna have those do what they do but invisible, or are you gonna have them in game? You might have to worry about them crashing into each other. Oh, they can crash into each other. Yeah, all of that is fine. They have two states. They have their, in their virtual state and then their physical state, and they need an octree collision system that's not in yet. Yeah, so they're just flying around the point, and they'll give up and they'll go back and they'll fly around this point. They don't have anywhere to go, so they're just waiting. Okay, that's good. Yeah, check this out. Let me show you what I was working on with the economy. I got a lot of stuff, dude. Working in multiplayer is great. But I was working on the economy simulation a bit more. And I'm liking where it is. So right now I have all of the consumers and producers continuously spawning in stuff now. I can adjust the simulation speed. This is what the virtual NPC economy looks like. So this is cool. So watch this. So I can up the simulation speed here. So starting, everyone's just going and splitting up and going from point A to point B, right? They're getting their routes established. And there's only right now 1,000 traders. And I can speed this up, or I can slow it down. Okay, I can make it like even kind of. Okay, so now that time has gone by, and we now realize there's resources. So we have like ice spawning inside this asteroid field. We have ore spawning in this asteroid field. We have gas pockets spawning in here inside the gas giant. And now every single one of these, you see we have some hydrogen that's actually moving. And then over here, same thing. We got some yellow colored, ore miners, and these are moving in ore in real time. Maybe speed it up. Right, speeding it up like crazy. They're actually, removing all of this, like hundreds and hundreds of units at a time, and then kind of balancing themselves out. And all while all this is happening, right? And every single one of these are all moving resources around. Right? We have all this hydrogen fuel being converted into hydrogen gas. We have over here at the ore refinery. Slow it down. This thing is actually not converting. Should be, yeah. Either that or... Oh, yeah, never mind. It's just not letting me... There you go. Like, stupid amounts of ice and stupid amounts of water. That's actually happening. But what's cool is if I pause it, if we slow it back down, just like the first bit of speed. So see this security ship here going after this pirate, right? This pirate is going after somebody now that has an actual commodity. So they're no longer going after something empty. Like this pirate just went and stole 60% of that other ship's resources, right? And is now bringing it back to the pirate station, unless a security ship reaches them first. And this whole thing is fully simulated. So like the 8 units here that are inside this thing, if he makes it, right? Because like this guy's going after this guy, there's only 10 security, so he might make it. He might actually make it, and he did. And he's empty. And now he's going to go after another ship that has cargo, right? He's literally looking for another ship. And all the ones that are losing, they're creating salvage contracts. So if we find our salvage ships here, are green guys. The green guys here, oh, they just disappeared again. Right here. These guys are going after dead ships. And if the dead ship itself is a pirate ship that had cargo on it when it was destroyed, it brings it back to the nearest station. So what you see here is we go to this pirate station. If we can actually, like, there's a million ships here. Look, there's ice, there's hydrogen gas here, and there's raw ore, and it's not random. It actually came from the act of piracy. And all of the other stuff that happened, that's coming into these other stations, are probably coming in from salvage contracts, right? So the salvage contracts themselves, right, that are being created to go and salvage the ships that are being destroyed, if there's anything on them when they get destroyed, like the security itself doesn't take the resources, because security ships are like fighters. They don't have cargo, right? So they go and they deal with the threat, and then they put in a salvage contract. So this I can run this unlimited speed, right now it's running at a million, like you know, but it never becomes unstable. It'll run so fast that, like, you know what I mean, like you know, like unlimited FPS, uncapped, right? Like just with million, like, you know, all these transactions happening, and it'll be stable. And this just runs in the background. The idea is, like, you know, if there's a pirate station in a system, there's pirates, and if there's pirates, there's bounties, right? They get generated by the system for you to do, right? And there's ore, and there's mining, and there's gas, and it's just being generated by a real economic model that's actually being simulated in real time and making all these actual contractual, you know, like transactions, right? And actually moving goods, like realistically actually like moving a serialized inventory around and making these transactions, right? And you know, what about like cash flow stations have a bank? Yeah, yeah. So the way it'll work, um, so to mix, let's say like everything in the game is like base 8, right? So 4, 8, 16, 32, vice versa, like for all cargo, right? Like, you know, and we don't want to get into the crazy insanity of having to deal with cargo being a thing, like different types of cargo. So the way the system works is it's contracts based. So like a station has a need, right? It needs so much hydrogen for, like, you know, water for like life support systems. It needs so much fuel for the ships themselves. It needs, you know, power, and it needs, you know, cells. Like, it has these dependencies, and it needs to have these dependencies for the station to operate, because it has to be able to give ships. It has to sell fuel to ships and keep the ships going. It's got to do these things. But we also don't want to. We don't want NPCs to show up and be like, oh, they need fuel. I can go spawn a fuel ship and go get that fuel. And then, you know, 100 NPCs take off and they all go on their way. And then they all each get a load of fuel, and then they bring it all back. And then there's a giant, massive, you know, surplus. So based upon an 8-unit contract, the station will just generate, let's say, 200 units of contracts, right? It'll do like 200 units of 8 contracts, right? 8-unit contracts. That way, if you're a player and you have a 32 SKU ship and you want to move 32 SKU, right? You want to go get 32 units because that's what your ship can hold. You're just accepting multiple contracts under the hood of the whole system, right? You're just going to take many 8-unit contracts and, you know, assign them to you, and then you go off and you get what the station needs. If the contracts expire, so if you don't get it done in a certain period of time, they will expire, but at least then there's never a surplus. And then the NPCs are using that same pool of contracts in the background, right? You're just a part of it. No, because you can, we can, within that we can block it down. Like we can do, like, you know, if the mission's for 9 or 10 or whatever, then you're just going to take the contract allocation, but in one contract you only need like 1 out of 8, as an example. It's just a way of dividing it all up. Instead of this way, we don't need to dynamically know how much cargo a person has. You know what I mean? You're just taking it from a pool, right? You're just taking it all from a pool based upon minimum cargo size. So that way, like, you know, like the smallest ship can definitely take 8. So small contracts can be created with just 8, and, you know, vice versa. If there's more than 8, then, you know, then they can just kind of dig into the next tier, right? So that's how, and it might not just be like to the power. It might just be like, you know, 4, 8, you know, 6. It might just go up by units of 4 or something. It'll all kind of be dependent upon what types of cargo. Hey, propagation. So then, with contracts being a thing, and the contract system then working, the way everything really works then is, right, like you can now have all these different, you know, like needs that were being taken care of, but each system will only have a certain inventory. Like there's an inventory, right, with a maximum and a minimum in each of these stations of what they can carry. Well, gases are using in boxes, PSI, liquid. If you need attached, will that be a thing? Like if you get attacked, will you leak half your gases? I'm not sure yet. They're in a gas canister, right? Like a smaller pressurized skew box. But I think it'd be better if we do it where it's like you can get bigger canisters, which hold more because they have a higher pressure yield. But I haven't figured out what a ratio would be, because then it's not just like a volume; it's also, like a pressure. But everything's been a one skew box for a very long time. It's probably gonna stick that way for the next like couple months, until I start adding variation. Like once I know everything works. Um, but what I want to do now, like, think how cool this would be. So we now have pirates and they're doing things and they're trading contracts and all that kind of stuff, right? Um, we also have factions, right? So we have factions. So this pirate station will have a faction, right? Each of the stations have different factions, right? And each of the commodities tie themselves to factions, right? Certain places, create bootlegged, liquor and space weed and all that kind of stuff, right? They're all kind of related. And what I want it to do is, let's say you have a station here, right? And the station, I have one over here as a test, right? It creates food, right, on planet side, and like that'll be owned by some corporation or whatnot, and it's over there, sitting there creating food, to its heart's content, and exporting it. So if you attack an NPC that create a bounty mission, yes, that's the idea. Every time a piracy action happens, like when a pirate attacks an NPC, right, in the simulation, it creates the mission, right? The mission of killing that pirate. And then the idea then is when if the pirate keeps living, if that virtual NPC stays alive and keeps winning the dice roll, right, of attacking other ships, then the mission itself will increase, right? So it'll become a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3 mission until either a player wipes them out. Oh, thanks, propagation. Or, you, the player, wipes them out. If you leave it alone, eventually the system will kind of consolidate itself. But the system simulation happens at the same scale that you're playing at. Like, you're seeing it here in, like, small time, big time, but it's all going to be in the, star system space and scale, right? So the transactions are real. Right, so you have time, right, to go after these pirates and do their thing, and they have the same rules, right? They stay alive for, 4 tasks, four hops, and so the idea is salvage contracts are generated by the system, the same as pirate contracts. All the goods and supply and demand is managed by the back end. But what I want you to do is let's take stocks as an example, right? So let's say there's a pirate station nearby, and there's a corporation that has security, right? Because everything's security, right? And let's say I enabled you the ability to invest in some of these in-game companies, because I think they'd be kind of fun. Like, imagine you go and you invest in the security company, right? Because they're they're a security company, they're going to be needed, and if they're really active and they're good at what they're doing, and they're like accepting missions. Remember, as the security are successful at doing what they're doing, they are kind of making money. You know what I mean? They're making income, for that faction. So if you then went to the pirate station and you started helping the pirates do a whole bunch of piracy, so that the security forces have to kind of grow to meet that demand, right? Even though you're the one helping the pirates, right? That the security company is going to make a lot more money, because they're making money just from the service of defending the corporations against the pirates. So if you were to put stock into that and then play the game as the bad guy, you'd actually be making money off of the security company, because you're the one helping increase the threat of piracy, right? So it's the same thing. If you're You know, if you're a trader and you're making a lot of money doing trade, maybe, you know, investing into the, you know, the corporations that you're running the goods for would probably be a good thing, right? Because then you're kind of making a little bit extra money. You're making your little dividends on, you know, how much money that, you know, the corporation is making while you're doing delivery missions. If an NPC gets attacked in a spaceship, that'll start the mission. Whenever like this attack happens, right, or this ship got killed, right, it would create a salvage mission. Well, the thing is, I'm not, you know, like the orgs won't be super big in the game. They're more like motorcycle clans. Everything is corporate controlled. You're a piece of shit. You know, you're making your way in the, you know, in the universe on your own. But that's the idea, right? Is to allow players to be able to influence it. But you know, this will scale. This will scale up as more players are playing on a star system. So it balances against the effort of the players, right? Exactly. It'll scale it, but it doesn't mean the influence isn't there, right? Like, and it also means the collective effort has to be pushed in to make that kind of thing happen, and that could be fun, you know. So that's that, you know, system. Check this out though. Wait, look, I'll just show you what I have working here in multiplayer. I'll have to turn on the multiplayer stuff here. I have a lot of stuff now kind of working. This part's been good. But we'll have to switch it over to the widescreen. So here we are in multiplayer. I'm on the server character. I'm going to connect on my other player. Let me just pick a different color for myself. Join. So this is what's working now. Now all of the ship systems are working. All of the actual. So if I come over here, we're going to come over. Oh, wrong scene. No, wrong scene. Multiplayer scene. I got rock mining and stuff all working. I pretty much took all the systems and got them working in multiplayer, but I'm worried now that some of the star systems are going to need to be changed here. Loving the new truck stops I'm working on. New hangars. Lots of cool stuff. Let's get this going again. This year is going to be, you know, pretty much what. That's what I thought. Hang on. I'll have to make some changes real quick here. So this is the multiplayer test world, and already the security ships are trying to blow shit up. What are they shooting? Oh, they're trying to kill my ship. So we're going to ignore that bad security ship. And I'll join here on the second character. He's not supposed to be flying around. This is all the stuff I'm working on now. So check this out. Let's come over here. I'm afraid that security ship's going to kill me here in a second. So here I am on this client. and the server, right? I can come over, we can buy components. So I'm going to buy 2 tri-lasers. There they are on both the server and the client. Right, and because these are mine, I have some authority working, so let's put these over here. So these are mine. I own these. Other player can go buy like 2 mining lasers, and they're all on the server fine. And I'll put these over here, but see, I can't access the other players right now. They're locked to him. I can only access my own. Same thing over here, right? I can access these. These all work fine. And if we go a little bit further with this, because now we can actually pull off all of our components, and we can actually do all the ship customizations in multiplayer now. So equally, we have items. So check this out. I'm going to spawn in a handgun. There's the handgun. It's interactable. It's on the server. Right. If I come over, see, like there's the handgun. Right. Here's my inventory. Here's everything I have equipped in my item slots. I can come in here, I can loot the handgun. It's gone. Here's the handgun. You come over here. So I can take the handgun, I can swap out the one that I have here. So let me, right, so let's take this one, swap it out with this one, take this one here, drop it on the ground, and we'll just go and grab it. And now there it is in my inventory. And so all the equipment is now physicalizable, right? We can just go drop stuff, you know, there it is, pass it around to different players, pick it up, inventory, it works. But it gets even cooler. Like let me kind of show you. So we could do ships. So all of the ships that players own can now be spawned in multiplayer. Like so, like I own a whole different. I have an ore mining ship or a combat ship that I added some mining lasers to. And it's a green one that I made myself. And we gotta get rid of this ship. Maybe I can kill this combat ship real quick here. If it'll let me, I need you to go away. I think it will only take damage from the, maybe, I can pull their weapons off of it, and then it'll just be. I mean, I'll just neuter it. That's what we'll do. We'll just neuter it. Okay, well but it's still in my pad, so I can't spawn it. Let me just kind of. We're just gonna kind of push this ship out of here. Yeah, maybe. You can help me, Mr. Server. They're not very heavy right now. I need you to get them, Jesus. Come on, go. Go find something to do. It's like self-correcting itself now. Never had the new flight model in. Okay, let me spawn in something and kill this thing. Maybe we had to go somewhere else. Or I'll just go delete it. Let's do... Come on. Come in. Yeah, I'm surprised that it isn't taking damage from regular fire. Because I think it is destroyed. Yeah, it is. Okay, let me just delete this guy from multiplayer real quick. So I can add. Oh, all good. Ad came on, perfect. Yeah, the security ship was in our way, so I'm just gonna restart a little simulation here. I'm just gonna join back in on that client. So this is what's new. So check this out. So if I come over here on the client, this is my own profile, like a totally separate one. So I have a bunch of different ships. One of them is a combat ship that I made with mining lasers, and I fully customized it. So this is, you know, mining lasers. Not the best thing to be putting on a single ship fighter, But, you know, you can put whatever you want on whatever ship. But I want to show you this. So come over here. Just going to watch. And let's go and jump into my ship. So you can see this all works. Oh god, where did you come from? Yeah, I got like NPC ships galore here. Developer ship? I know it's a developer ship. It's just a combat ship with mining lasers. But all of the mining simulation is now online. So if we were to pick one of these rocks, let's do this one closest to us, and put some heat into it. So the simulation is fully happening on the server, but it's fully synchronized developer skin. And I can actually like suck up all these, right? And they're all fully synced. So we do like another capsule. Obviously they're going to not look like capsules, right? And they're going to have different fracturing patterns. But the point being is here I am, you know, observing this. You know, I'm going to just come over and land real quick. Right, and I have the, so I can find some room over here. Now check this out. This is another thing you probably haven't seen. Right, so all of this like debris and, you know, salvage and things we can do. But check out the 0G animations. Watch this. And you can like run sideways and jump into it. You can like you can do the Superman. That was a bit more than what it was before, because before it was just kind of this weird I don't know what to call it. This functionality, yeah, that's the thing. Everything is now functional, so that's the cool thing about a lot of this now. So, you know, continuing, all the NPCs are doing their thing. They can spawn ships now, as we were demonstrating. But even the missions, all the missions work in multiplayer. So if we come over, we'll do like the basics. We'll just go through the delivery missions, right? So, you know, you're watching from afar, so you can see these are all the missions. I'm going to do one, so let's just do, I don't know, whatever this is, pick up and drop off, right? So as you're seeing me grab the different boxes, right, they're all, you know, all fully synced. So I'm just going to deliver this. And it all works, but check this out, even the bounty missions. Right, so there's an NPC, and they killed him. Oh no! But he got the credit, you know what I mean? And then he just respawned. So he just respawned over here in the medical bed, right, in the hospital. But he's good. He just got a bug right now where the gravity needs a reset. There's a weird little thing that happens. And what we've been working on lately is the space weed. So I want to get the security ships actually scanning, you know, the ships and actually like, you know, like doing the whole silent running stuff. So getting smuggling working is what I want to get working next, right? But yeah, that's the what my light. Oh yeah, I have two different lights apparently. But yeah, there's the old space weed. Buds all wrapped up. So that's where I am, Tony. Like a lot of the stuff is playable together, right? And you can even spawn in your ship and like jump in the co-pilot seat and go and you know, mess around with other people. Like I have everything. Like I have an ore mining ship. Oh, I don't know where you came from. I need to make my guns like able to be kill ships or something. I didn't even think you were here. Because when something takes up the pad, you can't spawn. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I need to kind of do for debugging purposes. Stuff I've been working on now. But you come in and play pool. I want to clean up some of this pool stuff too. I think it'd be fun. But you know, it's all coming together. You know. Right, you can now go buy your cargo. It all spawns in. Take it, put it on your ship. Bring it from point A to point B, make money. But now that's the problem, right? Now we need the point A and point B. Yeah, no worries. Oh, do you have Tiger? Is Tiger with you guys now? Alright, so yeah, that's what we want to get working now, man. We want to get the... I need to get the stations done to get to fill stuff in. Start optimizing and making it all run good and replacing art. I'm waiting. 4.6 is going to be great. It's going to give us fixes to the IK system. All the jitter you're seeing in this gun, because the IK is not physics interpolating. This will all be gone. There's just so much that's going to be coming soon. I've been kind of just working on systems, just waiting for that release. Yeah, you can do refinery missions. There's all kinds of missions you can do. They all work. You have like a virtual mouse system. You can check your rep. At a reset, you can rescue yourself. I'm going to get ready and raid someone just here in a bit. But that's what I need. I need to get everything working and well with around 32 spaceships, you know? It's like the metric, like in space, on screen, at once. We need to be able to support, like, you know, 32 ships doing something. Because that would handle, you know, 4 or 5 player ships, you know, a bunch of NPCs. Just gotta be really picky. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna raid someone, and we'll end it here on the YouTube, and we'll find someone to raid. I'm happy with the progress so far. Just getting the NPC ships spawning. I know they're broken now on their arrival, but I'll fix that tomorrow now. Now that I've kind of gotten into it, some factoring will need to be done, and